All right, let's dive in. We're going to explore a technology that's tackling one of the biggest, most frustrating parts of using AI to help you code. It's all about giving your AI assistant the one thing it desperately needs to actually be useful: context.
So let's start by painting a picture. I'm sure it's a very familiar and very frustrating one for any developer out there. You've just pushed your latest code, the CI pipeline kicks off, and you're just waiting for that beautiful, satisfying green checkmark. But then, nope. There it is, that dreaded red X. A test failed somewhere in the pipeline, and now the clock is officially ticking. And the real problem isn't just that the test failed, it's that figuring out why it failed is this slow, painful manual grind. And here's the absolute heart of the problem, what we call the context gap. That super powerful AI coding assistant you have right there in your editor, it's completely blind. It has no idea what just went down in that remote CI environment. It doesn't know what tests failed. It doesn't know what errors got thrown, nothing. And that blindness leads to a process that, let's be honest, we've all done. You're digging through logs, you're highlighting and copy-pasting huge stack traces, and you're just manually feeding every little scrap of information into a chat window, hoping your AI can somehow piece it all together for you. It's tedious. So what if we could just build a bridge over that context gap? What if we could give our AI like a USB port to just plug it directly into the test run? Well, that's exactly the solution we're going to look at right now. And this is where something called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP for short, comes into play. You can think of it as an open standard. It's backed by some huge names like Anthropic, Microsoft, and Google, and it's designed to be this universal adapter between an AI model and the entire outside world of data and tools. Honestly, this is the perfect way to think about it. MCP is like a USB port for AI. See, instead of every single service building its own custom integration for every single AI, you just have one standard, one way for any AI assistant to plug into any data source. It is literally a universal adapter for context. So how does it work? Well, the architecture is actually beautifully simple. You've got three main parts. First, there's the host. That's your AI client, the thing you're talking to. Then you have the server. That's the remote service with the data, in our case, Cypress Cloud. And finally, the connection, which is just a secure pipe that links the two. Now, obviously, with this kind of direct connection, security is a huge deal, and this protocol was designed from the ground up to be safe. First off, access is read-only. The AI can look, but it can't touch. It can't change or delete your tests. It's also user-scoped, so it only sees what you have permission to see, and you have total local control to turn the connection on or off whenever you want. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory. How do you actually plug in this USB port? Well, let's look at the setup for the Cypress Cloud MCP. It's surprisingly easy. It's really just a simple three-step process. First, an admin in your organization flips a switch to enable the integration. That's a one-time thing. Second, you, as the developer, go to your profile and generate your own secure personal access token. And third, you just copy-paste that token and the server URL into your AI client, and that's it. You're connected. So, once you're all hooked up, this is where the real magic starts to happen. Your AI goes from being just an assistant to what we call an agentic debugging partner. Now, what does agentic mean? It means the AI can now act on its own. It's not just passively answering questions, it's being given a set of tools that it can use to investigate, to reason, and to actually help you solve problems. So the MCP server basically gives the AI a toolbox. And here's the cool part. You don't call these functions directly. You just ask a question in plain English, and the AI itself figures out which tool it needs to use to get you the answer, whether that's listing projects or digging deep into why something failed. So for example, you could just start with a simple health check. Right from your code editor, you can ask your AI for a quick summary of any failures on the branch you're working on. You don't even have to open your browser. Or you can go much, much deeper. You can give the AI a link to a specific run and tell it to act like a real debugging agent. You can tell it to find the failure, analyze the stack trace, compare that against your local code, and then actually propose a fix. You can even use it for more complex analysis, like hunting down those super annoying, flaky tests. You can ask the agent to go and audit your last few runs and look for patterns in the errors, helping you find the root cause of what's making your test suite unstable. I mean, this before and after comparison really says it all, doesn't it? The entire workflow is just transformed. You go from this chaotic manual process of juggling a dozen tabs and copy-pasting everything to a single, streamlined, intelligent conversation that happens right where you do your work, inside your editor. So let's wrap this up. We started this whole conversation by talking about the context gap, and now we can see exactly how we can finally close it. By giving your AI this direct window into your test runs, you completely get rid of all that manual work and context switching. It speeds up debugging from something that takes minutes down to just a few seconds. And it unlocks a truly agentic workflow, making your AI assistant just dramatically more powerful and useful. And maybe the best part of all this? This isn't some super expensive enterprise-only feature. It's available for free to everyone on all Cypress Cloud plans, and that includes the free starter plan. The goal here is to make this powerful new way of working accessible to every single developer. Which really leaves us with this one fascinating question. Once we've closed the context gap for debugging, once your AI can understand and analyze your test results, what else can it do? What happens when the AI can not only debug your tests, but maybe start writing them too? The possibilities here are really just beginning to unfold.